Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Yes, you are
Hello.
welcome. Yes, Georgie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's
Yes.
another week.
Thank you.
Viewers, another week. Go ahead, George.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's hear you.
Yes. We want to welcome, all our viewers from around the world on this Monday Between the Lines. And welcome. It's good to have you here today. We have a lot of news that we are going to be uploading and offloading on you today. So please join us in conversation. Send us your text messages. Make sure that you get involved, and let's move on with the Monday Between the Lines.
Let's go
My
between
name
the
is
lines.
George Chukwu, all the way from Toronto, Canada. And we are live. Yes.
We're live, George. Nice. So, viewers, this is it. Between the Lines,
Yes.
this 6th day of the month of July 2026. George, let's just do a small comforting words. We had the story of a Russian student, a Nigerian Russian student that died with an airstrike. There was an airstrike, a Russian airstrike in Ukraine, and sadly it killed one of our students. So viewers, it's sad news. Let's just do a moment of silence for Adobe Miriam that passed away during a Russian airstrike that killed her. And this is few days to her graduating. Very sad. So we send our condolences to the family. We really mourn with them at this point in time. George, it's a sad news. I know you probably did you hear that news? Yes, Adobe Miriam.
No, I'm just hearing it right now.
Yeah,
and an Igbo girl for that matter.
Sad. Just few days to her graduating, George. Few days to her graduating. She had this airstrike, and it killed her. The hospital had to announce
Russian airstrike in Ukraine.
Yes, Russian airstrike in Ukraine. Sad one. So she's a Nigerian in diaspora. She came to school here. She came to further have studies and also improve her life. But sadly, she was hit in this this confrontation between two brothers that shouldn't be. It's long we talked about the Russian-Ukraine war, and Dr. Olufemi is here too. Dr. Olufemi, you're welcome. Dr. Olufemi is.
Good evening, Sir George. Good evening, Mark. Good evening, Nigerians all over the world. Good evening, citizens of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about our young lady that just passed away.
Yeah.
Condolences to the family. Our condolences to the family. But I didn't think that schools are still open in Ukraine, because my nephew actually studied medicine in Ukraine. I thought that when the war started, that they closed a lot of schools, and they actually, but that means that some parts of Ukraine is still open. Universities are still open. So this is very sad news.
The war is not in every region. The war is not in every region of Ukraine. It is the one that is close to Chechnya. That is where the war is very intensive. Where the school closer to Russia, where the conflicts are, is where the one that's closer to Chechnya. That's where the conflict is more intense. The other side of Ukraine is more peaceful. It's also like so there is crisis all over Nigeria. But meanwhile, some part of Nigeria they don't even know what you're talking about. So it's just like that. So some part of that, and also this poor lady may be there's some people that work as intern when they are on break.
Yes,
They work.
that was what I was going to.
Yeah,
That was what I was
they
going
work
to
as
state.
they work as intern when they're on break. So
Yes.
she may be a victim of that.
Yes. The story is that
That's
she
very sad.
was shot in the line of duty. She was the airstrike took her in the line of her internship in Kharkiv, Russia, Ukraine. So they rushed her to the hospital and she passed away there. So our deep sorrow to the family. We also mourn with Nigerians in that community, those that this has affected. And you probably will have more people that probably had more that had injuries from that airstrike. It's terrible. So this is the news. So sorry, gentlemen, we just had to do that small condolence. So let's move on now. Let's move on to
Coincidentally,
yeah.
there is a young
Mm-hmm.
Igbo girl who just graduated in Russia. As a matter of fact, is on the news today, and she speaks fluent Russian, and she finished her school with honors. And coincidentally, and down, this one is dying in Ukraine. That one is graduate. Send out we send out the condolences. There ought to be some kind of sanction against this war that is going on between these two people, two brothers, or whatever they call them. I mean, they need to come to terms and stop this nonsense. They're acting stand it. But anyway, let's move on.
Yes. At this point in time, it's really sad that we're having all of these news coming in. Okay, gentlemen, let's go into the core of today, Between the Lines. So viewers, Between the Lines, we're here. Like we say, we give our own news updates from the Nigerians that are living outside, Nigerians in diaspora standpoint. So but take it that we see clearer. We see it is like somebody standing high up in a high building, looking down. You see everything the way it is. So we are seeing Nigeria from a strong standpoint, and our views reflect that. So guys, let's talk about. Let's go into this story that has been. It's been all over Nigeria. The controversy surrounding the alleged fake government agency has continued to have all different people giving their views and all of that. What we had this evening is they've come to arrest the Adeyemi man's father. DSS just picked him up this evening around 6 o'clock Nigerian time. Let me start with you, Dr. Olufemi. I hope you're there. Dr. Olufemi,
yeah. I can hear you.
What this whole thing is beginning to look very strange and funny, immature too. How can we have this situation in our governance? Take note that I saw some of the events this man has done. They are not small events. This man brings presidents from different countries. I saw the Gambian, one of these presidents from the Sahel part. I saw Taiwanese president. And I also saw a clip of our president addressing a video clip of him addressing in that event. So when do we have all of this and they still call him a scam and he's still referred to as somebody that sneaked his way into governance? Help us understand this more.
Now, we have to have an understanding that when you and I sit and sleep and think of rational things, some people's area of specialization is scam. Also, we also have to put an understanding. You have an understanding of what we are dealing with. From the information so far, we learned that this agency had existed before this government. Now, one of the things you have to put also into perspective is that civil servants are involved. Now, because for allocation to in a ministry, but we also confirmed that there was no CBN account. So whatever that is, we're going to get that. But there is a process of investigation, and I will want to see that seen to the end. But by and large, this is not limited to Nigeria. We've seen Nigerians scamming American government during the COVID period. The money that was supposed to go to social service, social, what they call this, social, we call it benefit in this country. That was supposed to go to elderly people, somebody cornering it and taking all the money. Now, this is when we go into system that have been working for hundreds of years, and the Nigerian can go in there and scam it. And we're talking about going to the system and pretending that it's not ways. So it is not one of. And the people that we're talking about is about check and balances. I've also seen people that are saying that, oh yeah, the government is not digital, that. It's a civilian government. If a government is too high-handed, we say the government is not accessible to people. If the government is too tight, we say the government is looking above, looking down on people. And now, most importantly, if you look at that, what agency? Hold on, let me finish. Let me just conclude this. If you look at that agency, the agency is more about the alleviating poverty and poor people. So if you look at it, you will think it's an agency that will be working for people, but it is a scam. A scam is a scam. So government needs to do proper investigation, and anybody culpable must go.
Let me just come in here. You know, sometimes we are so educated that we become derelicts in our views. I mean, there's so many questions that are rising from this whole entire saga.
Sir George, I know you're eager to
we talk about
George,
fake.
Let's bring in, let's welcome in.
The government is involved.
Sir George,
the government is involved.
Sir George, let's welcome Dr. Professor Charles. Prof is with us. It's good to acknowledge his presence. Prof, we can see you, but you're a little bit dark. You're a little bit dark. Is it the direction of the camera?
It's a statement. I'm dark on this. I'm in the dark on this particular subject.
All right, so George, go ahead. George, let's hear you.
How are you, Prof?
This is very, very important. This is very important. Okay, listen to this. If an individual was able to operate under the guise of a government-linked institution, the public deserves to know who may have enabled it and whether there is any failure within the government oversight. This is crazy. I mean, we are talking about nonsense when the real issues we have here is that there is a link between the Aso Rock and this particular thing that is going on. How can an institution be called fake when it is actually receiving, funding and budgetary from the government? I don't understand. I mean, something is definitely wrong. The investigation we are talking about, all these things that are being done, is to cover what they know. Equally important to the fake company is the allegation of connected to this Femi Bajami Amila. Should not be simply, it shouldn't disappear. We need to pay attention to it. They're trying to cover something, and it is not right. All they're doing now is arresting that person and arresting this individual. This man is coming out and basically telling you, hey, the government knew I existed. I'm not hidden. It is not fake. So, I mean, sometimes, Charles Aniagolo was talking to, some of the people they send to come and, sanitize and clean the whole thing. For the first time, I saw Charles Aniagolo very angry over this situation that is happening. What we do in Nigeria is try to cover up. That is all. We need an independent investigation over this situation to make sure that whatever that happened, the public deserves to know. The public deserves to know. So the government's responsibility,
whatever that happens,
to deny allegations. Listen to this. The government's responsibility is not just to merely deny allegations, but to ensure that they are thoroughly investigated, an independent inquiry.
And that is what is being done. That is what is being done.
Let's bring our viewers
paying
to
attention to the connection.
All right,
Wajabia Miller.
George,
Nobody is paying attention to that.
And you are now the judge. Now you are now judging. Now you are now judging.
Investigation. This is
and that's what's being done. That's what's being done.
No, it's not being
George,
done.
relax.
I'm watching the news. Nobody's saying anything about it.
George, I see you're really upset about this whole thing.
No,
but we also have to acknowledge the presence. Yes, we have to acknowledge the presence of our viewers. We have lots of them here too, and some are writing in. Kehinde, Nike saying good evening. I think she normally follows us up here most times. Viewers, we're talking about that very interesting, very strange, ridiculous, and outrageous controversy surrounding an alleged fake government agency. The man in question is called Adeyemi Adeniyi Matthew. Matthew has got himself into a big one. Now, gentlemen, proceeds from that agency is going up to billions of naira. And no tax, no accounts, nothing but money was, people are making money. Prof, I know you will come from the American point, but let's understand this, Prof. Give our viewers more insights to this strange story. It's really strange.
I think you're right, Massive. It is strange. It is very strange. I came in at the time Dr. Femi was saying that they have verified that there are no CBN accounts. Okay. The reality, and also I read a piece that said Adeyemi's father has been arrested. And the question was, why? Is he the guilty party? Is he the one? Is the father the one making the allegation? Why arrest the father? So they should look all the people that have been named, all the names that have been called. It's nothing more than what I would call a strategic deception, really, because they need to really dig deep into what is going on here. Allegation has been made, names have been mentioned. And I think that is where the investigation should start from. It is not the government that should be doing the investigation. There should be a process for doing something like this. If it's not in our constitution, I think people are calling for independent investigation because we cannot trust the government to investigate this because the government is knee deep or maybe waist deep, maybe neck deep in this particular instance because all the some of the entities of the government are mentioned. CBN is mentioned. The budget office is mentioned. The presidency is mentioned. So really, you cannot trust the government to be the one investigating this particular situation. So let there be an independent investigation. There are
Prof. Let me clarify something here, because sometimes we do some of us do not understand how Nigeria works. Now, Adeyemi may be in hiding. I'm not saying he's. Most times, what's happening in situations like this, he will just go AWOL, you don't find him. So most times, the police will come after whoever is very dear to him. They will pick that person up until he comes out.
That is the wrong tactic. That is wrong.
That is the tactics we use in Nigeria, and it's worked. It's worked. It has worked. Listen, can I finish? It has worked. When you arrest his parents, when you arrest someone, people that are close to him, other family members will flush him out. That's what happened most cases, and it's worked. So if it doesn't work, Prof, let me finish, please. If it works, if something else works in other crime, that works for them. In Nigeria, that is work. But let us go on to, because you asked why his parents, his dad was arrested. Because Adeyemi must have disappeared and has gone underneath, because under the radar. And when his father is arrested, or when they go to his house, whoever they find there, they arrest them. Police have always done that, and they've always got whoever they wanted. If it's work for the police, let it work. Now, going to the issue of investigation. Now, it's a criminal offense. The police should at least do their diligence, do first line of work, and then If there is an investigation panel, let it work. Police could not fold their hand. It has been alleged there's a criminal offense here. The work of a police is to make arrests. The police is making arrests. People are complaining about it. If in the course of the probe, and there's a probe, I would have said that there will be a National Assembly probe to check this. That is a lawmaking probe to do this, on executive probe to probe this. In the past, there'll be an executive probe. There's an executive probe. Hold on. Let me finish.
Listen, Dr. Femi. No, Dr. Femi, hold tight. Why are you not saying that the arrest of the father might be to intimidate this guy, not to release what he knows?
That's essentially what it is.
That?
That is essentially what
it is. You're intimidating the guy. They're intimidating him. He's under bail.
Dr. Femi,
to intimidate him.
Yes.
Look at.
Okay, so let me.
To intimidate a fraud. To intimidate a fraud. You are just calling him a fraud, and you are not saying that intimidate a fraud.
Dr. Femi.
So, no.
You know, I was speaking. I was trying to make my point.
Him. Yes.
Okay, I was trying to make my point.
This man so that
so there has been. Okay, Sir George, let me finish.
So they shouldn't touch him.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So there was an allegation made. Some names were called. Some names were mentioned. So the task of the police or any investigator is to, first of all, look into those names that were mentioned. As we know right now, we don't know if anybody mentioned in that allegation has been arrested, apart from the person making the allegation. So right now, there is a pushback from those people whose names were mentioned. That is where the investigation should start from. Before you go and arrest the father of the person making the allegation, I think that is wrong.
Sir, you have got it wrong all the way around, turned around, sir. The allegation was not made by Prince Adeyemi. There was an agency of government that alleged that Adeyemi is a fraud. That was what Adeyemi was not the one that alleged.
And Adeyemi had a press conference.
Adeyemi, hold on, sir. So an organization was made an allegation that Adeyemi was a fraud. And when there was an internal investigation, they realized that Adeyemi was a fraud. And that was why Adeyemi quickly made those to cover his back. And in the course of that, the people who has made allegations are in government. They cannot run away. There are people in government. But Adeyemi, who has been made allegations made against him, can disappear into thin air. And that was why, because he said he's been alleged to be a fraud. But Adeyemi cannot run away, or anybody in ministry cannot run away. But Adeyemi can run away. Adeyemi has not been arrested because maybe they couldn't find him. And for them to have arrested his dad, he must have seen, because he's a typical Nigerian.
He's on bail. He's on bail.
He's on what?
No. I think they should do whatever they can do.
He's on what?
You talked about due diligence, Dr. Femi.
He is not on bail. He is not on bail. He has not been arrested.
Dr. Femi, due diligence is essentially doing everything that is necessary to make sure. Arresting his father is not the way to go.
Gentlemen, let's get no. He's not. Let's get some insight now. First of all, viewers, our viewers are also sending in their own part of the story. Kehinde Nike says our government doesn't cherish integrity. The government itself is fraudulent. Now that's a Nigerian citizen talking. You can hear that now. He said the government itself is fraudulent. Because you know why Kehinde Nike might be correct? Because Adeyemi went through all the age angles of governance. CAC to register the agency, Central Bank, and you're saying it's not true. Central Bank is being indicted. A lot of people checked him before he did this. Take note, one of the events he did in Abuja had the president speaking virtually. So how do you, that alone, if it's fake, if it's
civil service, civil service.
That's a big crime. Civil service.
Come on.
No, it's not
you can't hide
service.
This one.
You
cannot hide this one. It's too glaring. It's too bare for you to even try to corner it. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
Listen to this.
Sokpe Lore also says it's not illegal, sir. That's against the constitution. Okay, I don't know where he said that.
No, he said
but
it's
we are all
illegal. It's illegal to arrest the father of.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's not
okay.
legal to arrest the father of Adeyemi. The reality here is the allegation.
Now somebody just said something also on our WhatsApp. Somebody said, guys, this will fizzle out in the next 1 week because government have been indicted. Do you believe that?
No.
Somebody said,
I think that is what they hope will happen. But I
it
think
will not happen like that.
Yeah. So can I speak,
yes,
Dr.
sir.
Femi?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yeah,
thank you. I think that what is happening here, this idea of a fake department, a fake agency, is nothing new, but this has exposed the fallacy that is happening in our system. That plus the fact that the IMF is talking about an 8.8 trillion naira overspend money that everybody is denying, and somebody from the finance department is saying, no, we don't see that kind of money. No, we are not expecting the government to be the one doing the investigation. We need independent investigators to actually look at these things. This is why our people are in poverty. This is why our people are suffering, because of this type of shady businesses that they are conducting. So when that allegation was made, if somebody blew the whistle and said, hey, there's corruption here, and Adeyemi had a press conference, I said, no, like Massey just said, CAC knew about him. They should have records on him. The CBN knew about him. They should have records on him. Everybody else involved in the chain of custody, if you will, they should have records on him. Whether he's hiding or he has eloped, he has left the country, the police should be able to find that information. Where is he? When was he last seen? Who was with him? Not his father. Not to go and terrorize his father and intimidate and use
innocent citizen. An innocent citizen.
Listen. Okay. This is one of the things I don't want us to play with.
Let's take the discussion further to what Prof just brought up. That's also on our discussion tonight. Nigeria is tackling back the IMF. Nigeria denies that spending of 8 trillion outside the appropriation bill. Let's talk about that. Let's mix it up with what we're saying. So we heard that news where IMF said there's an 8 trillion naira, gentlemen, that has gone out, that has not been accounted for. Prof, you started the discussion. What do you have on that? Let's hear you.
Well, I saw I think it's the Minister for Finance saying, we have no record. That's what he said. We have no record of that type of thing. That's not enough. That is not enough. And as a matter of fact, he should not even be the one saying something. When he says we have no record, this almost goes back to part of our history, where NNPC will do transactions. There's no accurate keeping of records. Nobody cares to report on what was done. And, you have a bunch of people, millions of people sleeping without food every day. Students leave their universities with degrees. They can't find jobs because of this type of irresponsibility. I think that to say, oh, we have no record of that kind of, that's not good enough. So all of these need to be investigated. And if the government if the government thinks this will go under the carpet like it's been happening, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Prof. Can I ask a question? Prof? Now, what now with that allegation from that statement from IMF, what will you have the minister do?
The minister should hold a press conference. He should hold a press conference, attend Nigerians.
Hold on. Hold on, let's finish.
10 Nigerians. We know about these allegations. We are going to institute, again, I say independent investigators.
That is not how government runs, sir.
Well,
I beg to disagree with you. I beg to disagree with you. That's not how government runs. IMF does not run the government of Nigeria.
You asked me a question.
Yeah.
I'm answering your question. What should they do? I'm telling you what they should do. The right thing to do is for them to open their books, get an auditor to look into their books and say, this is how much money, whatever the case was. This was the budget. This is what was spent. This is what it was spent on, and this is when it was spent on what it was spent on. If you cannot give a blow by blow on how you spent your money,
tell me one government in the world that does that.
Every government,
no government does that. No government.
Watch this, Dr. Femi. Yeah. Every responsible government does that.
No government does that. The government of every nation is responsible. Please, sir, the government of every nation is responsible to the people, not to IMF. If IMF make an allegation,
IMF is making an allegation.
Hold on. I am making a submission now. I'm making a submission. Don't let us be partisan. Don't let us be emotional. Don't let us be partisan. Don't let us be emotional. When there's an IMF is an institution, he made an allegation. Hold on. He made an allegation. What they are expected to have done, people in that nation should have taken that up and taking the government on. Government should not be waiting for IMF. Whenever a nation cough, the nation will catch cold. Whenever a financial institution cough, they will catch cold. Which country runs like that? No country runs that. Whatever IMF say, even if there's a fake noise from IMF, the Minister for Information will now finance will now hold a press conference. It doesn't work like that. No government runs like that. So we're making it look as if we're making it run like this. If there's an investigation, the people hold on. ICPC.
No. What you are doing, you're talking about not being partisan, but you're defending the government.
We're not defending the government. I'm defending Nigeria as a nation. I'm defending Nigeria as a nation.
That's not what you're doing.
I'm doing that.
No.
I'm doing that. I'm making cough. I will start doing press conference.
Hold on.
What are we talking about?
No. Let me
we're not a neo-colonial nation.
There is corruption going on in the government and you're defending them. That's what you're doing, Dr. Femi. You should stop doing that. You are being partisan. Because
absolutely. I'm surprised.
Listen.
As an educated man, hold on. Wow. Let me finish. As an educated man, when you are a journalist on here, you need to be neutral. You need to give us what you have learned from Britain. Don't tell me this is what
Britain do not address press conference for IMF. Britain do not address press conference for IMF. They don't. They address press conference from the parliament. For the parliament, not IMF. Stop this. If foreign organization will decide what we do in Nigeria, we need to stop this. This is neo-colonialism. This is neo-colonialism.
No.
This is neo-colonialism.
No, hold tight. Don't say anything. Let me finish.
This is neo-colonialism.
No, you see what you're doing. You're being evasive, and you're trying to cover
evasive.
Let me bring. Hold on. Let me finish. The most constructive path forward is the greater transparency, clear explanation, accessible financial records, and open engagement with independent institutions that will strengthen public confidence, reassure investors, and reinforce Nigerian commitment to sound economic governance. These people blew a whistle on the government, and we know the reason why that is so. That $8 trillion is being used right now to run campaign. We need to find out
that you cannot substantiate that. You cannot substantiate that. You can't substantiate that. Now you are not being partisan now. You cannot substantiate that.
Investigation should.
You cannot substantiate that.
So let me
that is a beer parlor. That's a beer parlor talk. That's a beer parlor talk. You cannot substantiate that.
Let me explain. Let me tell you a Tumbo parlor talk.
That is a beer parlor talk. You cannot substantiate that.
Let me tell you a Tumbo parlor talk. So the reason why it makes sense, Dr. Femi, the reason it makes sense for the Minister of Finance to have an open conversation with the people of Nigeria is because we know that the finance team or the finance committee in the Congress will not call him to account for that.
Here we go.
No, it is the reality. It is the reality. If they will do that, because that's what happens. If IMF says something like that about the Fed in the US, they will call the Fed chair, come and explain what is going on. But that's not going to happen in Nigeria. In other words, nobody's going to hold him accountable. And that's why he can make that statement. So we don't know.
Cover up.
Thank you very much. But let's just state the facts here. What just happened. Viewers, it is a rebuttal that followed what IMF said about Nigeria. That
exactly.
Nigeria failed to report about 2% of the in recent official budgets. So then the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister, that's Taiwo Oyedele,
came up and rebuted it. And yet you're saying it's lying.
Not good enough. Not good enough.
Not good enough. Then go and do investigation. Then go and what we have done. He has addressed it. You said that's not good enough.
But Dr. Femi, you understand where the gentlemen are coming from.
I do not understand. Let me say something, Mark. Let me say something lastly on this. Let me say lastly on this. I live in a country where there's check and balances. Even whatever international institution say anything, the check and balances in that nation will follow through and follow that through. What we should be doing is that hold on. We should be looking at how do we strengthen our system instead of looking for external organization to do our check and balances. Instead of asking the ICPC or civil organization to investigate it, we're asking them IMF should go address IMF. No, IMF does not own Nigeria. Nigeria does not have any allegiance to IMF. It's a neo-colonial organization. We are asking to neo-colonize him here. We're asking American organization to go. No.
Dr. Femi, your response to my statement is a predisposed position that you heard. No, I wasn't suggesting that we confront IMF. I said, talk to the people of Nigeria. Explain to them what is going on. Explain to them what is going on. We see where that goes right now.
Denial. Let me tell you something. Something that used to work 20 years ago cannot work today. Something, Nigeria used to, they will steal money and nobody will know about it. Today, there is, Interpol, there is link in everything. That's why IMF is blowing this whistle.
Bro.
And we need to allow investigation. Hold on. We must allow independent investigation transparently to let the nation know this is what is going on. Not by denial. Denial doesn't work. Not anymore. Not in this current world.
So what should he have done? He says in there, I don't know, or I say the money was missing. We want to do investigation. Now listen, in governance, at the first instance, he will say what he knows or he doesn't know. If further investigation, if further investigation open something else, it's a different thing. We had the grass cutting issue. When it was investigated, whoever had role. And when it was the poverty alleviation ministry, when there was misappropriation there, when the investigation was done, head role. When you do not even wait for investigation, you're already accusing people they're stealing money. You are already condemning them before the investigation. And you are not being patriotic. You are not being patriotic.
Transparent investigation. Forget about patriotism.
Leave it. Let it be done first. Let it be done. Don't say they are stealing money. Don't say they are stealing money.
Stop defending them is what
I will, because there's not been investigation.
Defending them until the investigation comes out.
Innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. That is what justice means.
All right, gentlemen.
You cannot defend the undefendable. I'm telling you, you can't. Because
thank you. But I want to chip into Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, you said we should defend our country. But it is our government that also goes out to take loans. It is our government that does these things.
Everybody takes loans. Everybody takes loans.
When we do those things, we attract them. We now bring in
everybody in the world take loan.
Yes, but we now attract them into our affairs, our financial affairs.
Yes,
so
we attract them into our affairs. Mark, we attract them to our affairs, but they do not run our government. They do not run our government. What we are doing is that we are doing neo-colonialism. We are due neo-colonialism. Whatever they say, whatever they
say, giving you a loan. If a bank is giving you a loan, you must check your credit. You're allowing the bank to check your credit and see how you are managing the money. That's
absolutely.
Right. So let me tell you something. This depends you're creating.
How much do we have? How much did Nigeria borrow at the borrowing from IMF? I'm asking you, Sir George.
We'll say several
zero. IMF zero. It does. Zero. $0. $0.
But Dr. Femi, let me say that.
Please let us.
You know very well, Dr. Femi, that the IMF is responsible for determining the credit worthiness of any nation.
International monetary fund.
Every nation in the world. So for them to determine the credit worthiness of Nigeria, they can issue whatever kind of report they feel like issuing. And so if that statement was to say, because they mismanaged their budget, then they are not credit worthy. Again, it's our responsibility to defend it, and not just defend it, but put the facts out to show that the records that they have are wrong. Until we have records, until we have the records that say what the IMF is saying is wrong. Sir. Yeah. So you to your point, to say, they don't give us any credit. They can't tell anybody extended credit to Nigeria. Don't give them credit because they overextended.
That was an after comment. What I've said is that IMF comment has been rebutted by the minister. If there's further investigation to be done, it should be done by independent independent bodies within Nigeria. It will not be IMF to determine who, how, and also in the course of this our discussion, someone on this platform is saying that he knew where the money is gone to. It shows that even no matter what the minister says, no matter what, before the investigation, you have concluded the money is stolen for purpose of election. So here, and I said we don't want to be partisan. You said we are investigative journalists. Is there the evidence that money you have seen where the money is gone to? The answer is no. That's why I say it's a beer parlor comment that has been going around. Oh, the money has been taken.
All right, George.
IMF knew that the money was missing, and that's why they bring the alarm out. It's not a beer parlor.
Yes. Dr. Femi, maybe Nigerian government need to hear this, gentlemen. Maybe Nigerian government need to hear this. We on the tech side, we understand that these international institutions have devices and means of checking money movement.
Yes.
You see, they don't come to you. They don't need to come to your country. They have these devices. So maybe Nigerian government doesn't know this. They are still living in the past. These institutions have a way of knowing every human being on earth. Hear this. Every human being on earth, they know how much everybody is moving. That's why they can catch themselves.
There's no tech. There's no tech in the world that Nigerians are not involved. There's no tech in the world that Nigerians are not involved.
They open holes for them to know.
There is no tech in the world that Nigerians are not involved.
You see, let me tell you something.
I see that they are lacking in some aspects. I see.
Forget it.
Go ahead, George.
I said before, the way they used to steal in the past cannot work in today's because of technological advancement. So they are still using the old system of trying to divert money. But now, because of technology, these things are easily traced and publicly made aware. So let me tell you something. They need to find another way of stealing. Because the way they've been stealing in the past because of lack of technology or technological advancement is no longer working. That's why whenever they make a move, they get exposed. So let's find a new way. That's it. $8 trillion is missing.
All right. Gentlemen, our time is going. Let's do small sport updates. Let's do small sport update, gentlemen. We also the heavyweights in the football world going out. Norway turned out Brazil. England trashed out Mexico, and more surprises will be coming. Dr. Femi, help us. You're a football enthusiast.
3 Lions. All 3 Lions. Yes. Yeah. Now, the 3 Lions of England early hours of this morning, beat one of the co-hosts, Mexico, and that was the first loss in past 34 matches for Mexico in Azteca Stadium. That stadium is the altitude. That stadium always come after other teams that they bring there. They bring these teams there at that particular time of the day to play them because of the altitude in that place. And the English team overcame that. Normally, when they put in there, by the time you play 15, 20 minutes, you are exhausted. And that they come after you big time. And they tried to do that yesterday. It didn't work. So congrats to the Three Lions. For the Brazilian team had a very fantastic squad, but they don't have a good team. So I've seen that happen all the while. They struggled to qualify for the World Cup itself. They almost went through the playoffs. And when they got to the World Cup, it was an old team mixed with young players. And in the course of that, they dropped some good players and they took some players that were not so good. Neymar had no business in the World Cup. So it was just to hype him. So things like that happen in the World Cup. And eventually you have a Chelsea player who had almost about 18 goals in the Premier League this year. I can't remember his name now. He plays for Chelsea. He had 18 goals. That boy is sitting in his bedroom watching football on TV. While Neymar, that was injured almost half of the season, is in the squad. You have that kind of teams like that. And so therefore, I wasn't surprised we were knocked out. But the surprise team of the season of the World Cup so far is the Cape Verde team. The Cape Verde team of an African team of 153,000 people on an island in outskirts of Africa took the mighty champions of the world to extra time, and that is Argentina. Put to them all the way. That shows that there's something out there is brewing in Africa. And for the first time in the history of the World Cup, 10 nations in Africa went to the World Cup. 9 came out of the group stages. 9 came out of group stages. 9. And now out of the top 16, and we still have about 3 of them still in the top. So it's a progress for Africa and a progress. And one other thing I should add in there: no team that is in the World Cup today is lacking an African player. Every team in the world.
Let's talk about Balogun Folari. Balogun Folari and the situation in America. Prof, help us. You're there in America.
You mean our boy Balogun?
Yes, Trump wants to change football rule. Imagine having to turn around a red card instruction, and now they are bringing back Balogun. Probably Balogun will play in tomorrow's game
again. Belgium,
right there. What just happened? That is what you call capacity.
Capacity. Capacity. Capacity. That's what I'm talking about.
To deliver, where you fight for your people. You know,
right.
You fight for your people, not the way they were doing. Not the way they were doing us in South Africa. No dignity, and we were just we were waiting for one airline. So Balogun is a superstar, and so when he got that red flag, many of us were arguing on social media, say it's not going to stand because that was incorrect. And so we do believe that justice has been served. And so if the Belgians win today, power to them. But I really hope that the better team will win, which will be, in this case, the U.S., because I think they have the U.S. has a very good team. The Belgians they have a very good team too. But with Balogun on the field, I think that makes a whole lot of difference. And so they're probably going to assign 2 people to him to watch him. That will leave somebody open. And with Pulisic there, distributing the ball, I think the U.S. has a very good chance. I agree with Dr. Femi. What happened to Brazil? It was not surprising. They had a team, but like somebody always say, there is no I in team. It's a team for a reason. So individually they were good, but collectively as a team they were no match. And for England, I was rooting for them, but I knew Mexico had a very good team. They had a very good team. You could see Harry Kane could not complete the game because he was tired. The British guys were literally exhausted. And so after full time, they gave them additional 11 minutes. That was a bit much. And,
Yeah.
and for Cape Verde, I think Cape Verde was slightly cheated.
Yes.
Because the referee allowed extra time. In that game would have been over, and they would have gone into penalty kicks.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But of course, the great Messi is playing.
Sir George, Morocco surprised you guys. I mean,
Morocco surprised us.
I mean,
the first half, we dominated the game. We dominated the game, but the point was they did not take advantage of it to score, and that is why, you know, eventually, because of experience, you know, Morocco came and then scored 3. But you know, the point is this: most of the time, you see, when you watch the game very, very precisely, you will see that they favor certain countries, because even with Messi, the first goal that Messi scored was offside, but they didn't call it. They allow it to flow. You know, see, watch and see what is going on in this World Cup now. Whenever a country like Cape Verde or any other country, they don't feel that would draw crowd or make more money,
Yes.
they disfavor them a lot.
Yes.
And I was watching and I was seeing this, and I'm like, this is unfair. It is not fair to the country, because you want to make more money with known names. Therefore, you favor those known names more than you favor otherwise. It's not good. But I really want to thank Daddy Trump. Daddy Trump, that capacity and that man is amazing. And I'm telling you, he took over and brought our brother back, and they're gonna win.
All right.
They're gonna win.
Yeah, that's no, at the end of the day, football is still business, and business is the center of it. You have to. Dr. Femi, help us with one small story before we go. The story of Harry the Prince, coming to the United Kingdom to see the dad, and they initially said he would stay in the palace, but that last minute they cancelled it. What's that story?
I have my personal reservation about him, and I will not allow that to reflect in this. He has agreed, and it was in the news that he was going to stay in the palace. He agreed to the invitation to stay in the palace, but I assume that the button has been pressed by who always pressed his button, Madam Harry. Harry is the wife in the marriage. Meg is the husband. She must have pressed the button. It's going the news in there, and that was what happened. Now, in that situation like that, we've seen that happen many times. Now, I've said it before, and from the history of I did a personal investigation on this one. It's going to be controversial in there that Meg, before she married Harry, do not have black friends. Go and investigate it. Go and do your research. She doesn't have black friends. She does not identify herself as a black woman. But when she married Harry, she became a black woman. And the people she invited to the wedding, at her wedding, who are black stars, they were not just her friends. She was just a superstar. And I want to take this to everyone to think about this. She had a black woman as her mother. That woman sat alone by herself on that wedding. You want to tell me that woman doesn't have family? And you say you are claiming to be a black person. That woman doesn't have family. None of our family members was at the wedding. That woman, the mother. So you want to tell me that woman is really a black woman? She's not.
Anyway,
So please, let's go. So on the issue of that, so the Harry refusing or changing his decision to stay in the palace has exterior motive for that, and that's what is gone back into the news, and that's going to open new kind of worms. The unfortunate thing is this: at the end of the day, is ensnaring or creating wedge between the young man and his ailing dad. No matter what the case may be, he cannot be the king. The king, the heir apparent is William. And when you are beginning to create this god of galley between the brother, they were inseparable before marriage. Inseparable before marriage.
These are your views are your views. Yes,
so
sir.
Today,
Go ahead,
that's I said my views. That's I said my views.
Today we've heard about beer parlor and Tobo parlor. Looks like now, we are down the road.
That is palm wine parlor on.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
Massive Mark.
Go ahead, George. Go ahead, Sir George.
The 67 days of captivity, those Christians that were captured, they have been released, but there is no news of any arrest. There are no news. There's no news of how the negotiation took place. All we know is that they have been released. And I'm saying this simply because now that the state policing is happening in Nigeria, there are things we need to start suggesting in order for them to be effective and efficient. Yesterday, we had a picnic, okay? A bunch of US people came here. So under the auspices of their classmates, or but a young guy came with a bulletproof vest yesterday, and he was showing it to us. I tried it on. This bulletproof vest has cameras on it. And this is something we need to really suggest to our government and the security agencies, that they need to equip these people that are going in the bushes to ensure their safety. Because this bulletproof, I had it on, and it was a little, it covers your whole entire chest and has a camera on it too. So these are the little things that we need to be suggesting, so that when they start instituting the state police, they will make sure that these people that are saving lives are well equipped, so that their lives can be saved. So I'm going to talk more about this security bulletproof vest.
George, did they shoot you? Were there like shot at the bulletproof? Did you get a shot?
You sure it was bulletproof?
Yeah. How do you know it was bulletproof?
Yeah, because
you need to do the test by getting shot.
No.
You need to get shot.
It's been tested and it works. But he brought it yesterday.
Did you test on you?
No, what we're gonna do is next time I'm gonna try it on, I'm gonna get a police officer to shoot and see whether I will survive or not.
Right. All right. Anyway, George, what we could do? Yes, sir. What we could do, George? Let's have the company. Let's have the company as a guest here. We could also help in promoting that product if it's tested, if we're really sure. SSM could make it. We could go across and meet federal government and see if state governors. We at least look for one state governor and see if that product can get across to the security arm of their state. Thank you very much, Sir George. Yes, Prof, go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, when Dr. Femi was talking about soccer and the positive outcomes and tank teams from Africa, unfortunately, the giant of Africa is missing from that list. I think that should be a sobering thought for all of us and for the country as well. I mean, a country of 200 million, or maybe more than that we cannot field a team to represent us. I think it's something. It's food for thought. The last time we had a very good team, I believe, a very good team was the time of JJ Okocha and team and Olisa and the rest of them. But we have an Olisa playing for France. I don't know if there's any relationship with that Olisa. So we have a lot of work to do in our country, whether it's in the sports arena, technology arena. We're doing some good things in tech, but we can do more. Whether it's in education, a whole lot of work. They seem to be making some good changes, but we still have to wait at least for some time to make a judgment call. But at least for soccer, come on.
Yes, sir. It is high time. It is high time we do the right thing, get our team together, and I think this is an eye opener to every member of the Super Eagles and Nigerian team. They see that they should have been there and where to showcase to the rest of the world. Our stars are all over the place and can look in there. Lastly, before we go, Mark, and also need to put in there Federal University of Akure. I can't remember whether Akure or Ado or so. They just call themselves the school from the national grid, and because the technology department, the engineering department of the university have turned the solar powered energy to serve the whole campus and the neighboring communities within that campus. They're coming from the national grid and the electricity from the school is supplying that community, and they are making money from that as well.
Very good.
That's what we're talking about. Excellent, good news.
Yes.
Anyway, listen,
that's what we're talking about. Gentlemen, yeah, George, you want to say some last word?
Now, I just want to make sure that we bless our country to ensure transparency, good governance is what we are praying for. From the president all the way to the local government chairman, that God will continue. Where there is corruption, expose it, so expose it, Father. Expose it, so that we can live. Your poor people, your poor children can eat and breathe, in Jesus' name.
Yes.
Amen.
So viewers, you can see the power-packed, dynamic gentleman here. This is SSM, and we've been here on this beautiful Monday, 6th of July, on our program called Between the Lines. Gentlemen, let me say that our viewership is really blowing up here. Good numbers of people have been following what you've been saying. We want to go deeper, and the deeper is really getting to the hold of some of these stories we've said. So we're not going to stop at what we just said here, gentlemen. We're going to look further into the Adeyemi's case. I mean, we could be the voice for our people because we are out here in the diaspora. We have George from Canada, we have Sir George from Canada, we have Prof from the United States, and Dr. Lufemi from UK, London. So let's look into this. Non-partisan emotions, non-partisan responses. Let's say things and bring a change to our country. That's a great country there, you know. Right. You guys know this. That's a powerful country there. So it's time for change. It's time for a better Nigeria, like Femi Oke will say. So until we come again on Wednesday, have a beautiful week start. Prof, is there anything you want to tell us again? Prof,
no, I think we're good.
God bless and peace out.
Yeah, all right.
All right, sir. Viewers, thank you for staying tuned, and till we come Wednesday, God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you.